Our fieldwork assignment asked us to observe students at the Heritage Museum as well as going to the Orange Public Library. And so combining those two experiences, we saw a lot of hands-on learning as well as these students experiencing scaffolding, where the tour guide at the museum showed them how to do a certain activity, and then they were able to reach the zone of proximal development where they were able to do it on their own, following the instruction that they had. At the museum, we also noticed that children had a perception of gender at this age. The group that I observed personally were first graders, and so the girls tended to line up with fellow girls and the boys did the same. When given toys, the girls gravitated more towards the dollhouses and dresses and more creative expression, where they were able to write whatever they wanted and draw whatever they wanted on a whiteboard or a chalkboard. And the boys gravitated more towards games and more solo activities, where the girls stayed more together, as well as when offered the choice to wear a vest or a dress. There was only one girl who kind of questioned wanting to wear the vest, which is meant for the boys, but her classmates told her that she was a girl, needed to wear a dress. So only the boys lined up in the vest line and only the girls lined up in the dress line, which was very interesting to see. And for the Orange Public Library, it was more about information and how technology is advancing. And so the library wants to be more modern and wants to be able to get information out besides just books. And the biggest takeaway from the library is that they offered early literacy kits, school readiness kits, social emotional learning kits. They also offered caregiver kits and citizenship kits, which can be beneficial for all different people. All different children are different age groups, as well as information for the parents that can be beneficial when needing to help their children. And they also provided literacy programs for not only children, but for adults as well. And that was something that was not really discussed because most of the time adults get forgotten when needing extra assistance. So it was very interesting to see, almost better, that the library offers tools for not just children but also adults, and they are trying to make advances so that it is not just based on the book, but it is based on hands-on learning, skill building in that way, so that the child can be well-rounded and learn things that they didn't necessarily have the opportunity to do at home, as well as just giving out information to different families at different periods of time. They had a children's only center, or a children's only area, a children's center that included a homework center as well, and then the upstairs was more pertained towards adults with the history of Orange and artifacts provided. I think it definitely is related to multiple intelligences, because there were different kits with different activities, more towards engineering, some towards coding, some towards games, some towards other skills such as writing and creative outlets for art, so that the library can provide things that can be beneficial to students with all different skill sets and not just focusing on reading. And if they do want to focus on just reading, they have multiple different types of books, multiple different genres, such as books, audiobooks that will read the book to you, both in a picture form and a chapter book, as well as having larger text available to make it more accessible to people who could have learning disadvantages or just need some extra support, which was very nice to learn and to observe both younger children as a grade I want to teach as a future educator, as well as just knowing that there is a place in my community that is beneficial to everyone and not just a specific group of people, which is what most people think the library is.